Skip Happens. And on the show tonight, I'm joined by rising country artist. He's an accomplished actor. Jurgensmeyer is with us. You may know him from his roles Last Man Standing. He was the voice of Pip the Penguin on Disney's Tots. But tonight, we're diving into his latest music. You're going to love this, including his powerful new single. It's called Red, and his genre blending album. It's called The Ride Phase 2. And I want to hear all about that as well. We're going to hear about this together. From Nashville studios to the Hollywood sets, Jet's storytelling is heartfelt, honest, and impossible to ignore. So let's get in it. Let's get right into it. Jet, what's going on, man?
Nothing too much. I am in a car traveling, so I guess that's kind of, different than what you're used to having on the show.
I've had it both ways because there's a lot, you being an artist and an actor and all that, of course, you're making your rounds and others do the same thing. And whether they're on a bus or in their own car or whatever, it's like, dude, I had to pull over so we could do this interview. So
It happens. That's exactly what it's like
it
tonight,
skip
but I'm glad that
happens.
I could talk to you. Skip happens. But it's
It
been
is.
so long that I knew I had to make this work because we were talking before we went on air. We ran into each other
Yeah.
at CRS, but how long has it been since the first time that we
I
talked?
should have looked that up and I did not, but I know we've done this before,
It's been a
and
couple years.
yeah, it's been a couple of years. Time flies, so it might
Time
even be
does.
3 years ago. I don't know, but you know,
Crazy.
it is crazy. So again, welcome to the show. You've had a very dynamic career already: music, film, television, the voice work. Man, you're really kicking some tail out there. But let's start with the latest. How does it feel to have your new single "Red" out into the world?
Stressful. It never seems to get easier the more times that you
Why?
put
Why
some.
is it stressful? Not just right off the top. Why? Why is it stressful?
It probably has something to do with the fact that pretty much every song that I put out is one that I can relate to, so it's personal to me.
I'm watching this
So
guy
that
walk around you, by the way.
there you go. I told you before, I was like, you're gonna see people. I am at a truck stop in North
Yeah.
Tennessee. So
Okay.
if
All right.
anybody happens to see this, if you're here within like the next 30 minutes, you might get to say hi.
Yeah. There you
Uh,
go.
so it's stressful when you're putting a song out there that's personal to you, that's your creativity, the melody, the lyrics, and then it's it's your voice singing it. People cannot
Yeah.
like your voice. I don't think that I sound like Trisha Yearwood. So I
No, but
imagine, but so it's always going to be, I think, a little bit stressful. But I think that that's a good thing because it drives me to keep. It drives me to not be complacent and too overly confident. It means that I want to keep working, and I think it drives my work ethic, which I think
hmm
is
hmm
probably my most beneficial thing about me is the fact that I'm just constantly working.
yeah, you have a good work ethic,
Thank
obviously.
you.
But
Thank you.
let's go back a little bit. That we're talking about Red, but still, I mean, with the voiceover work, and of course, Last Man Standing, and the movies you've been in, and all that you've done. How old were you when you first stepped into that world?
So I did my first ever acting job in Nashville when I was 4.
Oh my
So that
gosh.
was the first time I got on stage though, I was 3. So I kind of just performing is all I've ever known. It's all I've ever done, whether that be on stage behind a microphone or
Mhm,
in front of a
mhm.
camera on a set. It's all I've known, but I enjoy it. I love it a lot, and I'm really blessed. There's a
It
lot of
sounds
worse
it.
jobs out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, 100%. No doubt about that. But is there something that you really enjoy more? I mean, you've done the acting, the voiceover, now doing the country music, and you've been doing this for a little bit, but still, is there something that you'd prefer to do overall?
I mean, I have hobbies. I have hobbies. I have a lot of friends. I see my family. My family and I are really close. I have a very large family.
Hmm.
Even though I'm an only child, very large family. So I mean, I'm friends with a lot of my family. They're kind of the most important thing to me, especially being an only child.
Hmm.
I have a loving girlfriend, and so I mean, I
Love it.
definitely have things that keep me busy and that I enjoy doing. But as far as a job goes, I do enjoy working on our family farm in Missouri. Raising cattle. I was
Okay.
tedding hay and mowing hay last week. But other than that, as of right now, 20 years old, I feel like God's really put this entertainment industry just in my path for the foreseeable future.
At 20, you've been doing this for 16 years already.
it's
Dude,
it's
and
kind
you're
of
only
wild.
20. I get
Yes,
it.
sir.
Now, where do you call home? You
Well,
just Missouri?
Nashville's my home because it's where I was born and raised,
Okay.
but I mean, at least that's what my ID says. But raised is kind of where I was raised. I mean, I've been going to California since I was 5. So, are you
Right.
considering being raised, the first 4
Right,
years of
right.
your life between Tennessee and Missouri, always going back and forth because we've always had a place in both. My grandparents are in Missouri, and like I said, I'm really close to my family, so all my family's pretty much in Missouri. So, I was raised kind of in the South and the Midwest. I'm a Southern Midwest boy at heart, and you can kind of hear it in the way I talk a little bit. But I've
Hmm.
spent my fair share of time in California.
Mhm. But you spent a lot of time in those other places, but your actual home, because you were born and raised, would be Tennessee, Nashville.
Yes, sir. The
Yeah.
home of country music, which
There you
I'm
go.
all too happy about.
Yeah. What do you do in Nashville? Do you get out? Do you ever go down on Broadway or anything like that,
Yeah.
or do you just avoid the area, if you know what I mean?
I think that if you asked any true Nashville native if
You
they
do
go to
not.
Broadway, they will tell you no.
No.
I personally, I say this kind of as a joke, but it's also pretty true. Unless it's a rare occasion where I have a friend or family member visiting that wants to go see it, I mainly go to Broadway if I'm getting
Right.
paid. If I'm
Right.
performing on Broadway
Right.
or
Yep.
working,
Yep.
then
Yep.
it's worthwhile. But I grew up going down to Broadway back when you could still go to Broadway on a weekend with your, you know,
Exactly.
7-year-old kid and it not feel like spring break.
Exactly. Exactly.
But now it's a little bit crazier, which you know what? I'm happy about. We're bringing business to my hometown,
Sure.
support local
Sure.
businesses. But I definitely enjoy when I travel for a living. I enjoy staying at home.
Mhm. And where are you heading back home now?
I am. I
Okay.
was I was in Texas this weekend for a George Strait event, raising money for the flood victims down in Texas.
Very
So we
cool.
were there. We were there last night. It was amazing. I think they raised $6.25 million
Dude, you
last
being a
night.
part of that, that's huge.
That was super cool.
Yeah.
Everybody was Riley Green was Garth showed up
Yeah.
and
Do you see
performed.
Straight? I mean, was Straight
Oh,
there?
he
Was the
was there.
king?
He performed. He was there. His Ace in the
Wow.
Hole band was there, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
phenomenal. So we flew back from Texas this morning to Missouri because we were flying with some family, and
Hmm.
now we're driving from Missouri to our
Back
place
to
in
Nashville.
Nashville.
I got you. Now,
Yes,
you
sir.
say mom and dad went into the truck stop to get you something to eat.
Yes, sir.
Did you
I
did
hope that they're getting me something.
you didn't place your order before they left the car?
I didn't think about.
He was like, I gotta go and skip happens here in a little bit. Mom and dad, you
Hey,
just go. I'll
you
see you in
said
a
it
bit.
right there. Skip happens, man. You got to
Yeah,
work
it
around
does. It
life.
does.
Life happens around you.
It does. I want to get back to talking about Red a little bit.
All right.
It's a song that apparently brings people together. Can you walk us through the moment that the concept hit you while driving to that writing session?
So, you said it right there. It's not a very flattering story of when the idea hit me because I was literally driving to the right.
Hmm.
You'll hear this say this a lot when I talk about my rights. I go into them just trying to go off the feel and stuff, so I don't always have the most ideas going in. So as I was driving though, I knew Erica and Kaylee, we'd all written together
Hmm.
and we all were really close friends. And I'm a huge Cody Johnson fan. I love what he stands for. I love hearing him perform live. And he has this song Human. I'm still learning to be
Yes,
human. And
I
he
was going to
always
talk
talks in
about
his
that.
shows.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
always talks in his shows about how he doesn't care what you believe. If you're a good person, you're a good person, and we're all human.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's exactly how I feel. I would love to have my own version of that. And I was thinking about, we all bleed red. We're all like, yeah,
Hmm.
that might have certain implications to it, but we all bleed red. Jesus bled red.
Hmm.
And that's good enough for me to feel like I'm pretty close to him and I feel like we're all children of God. So I brought the idea to Erica and Kaylin. I kind of had a melody, but I didn't really know where to run with it.
Hmm.
And before we knew it, it was on the paper, and I had the idea for me, but it wasn't going to be a song I was going to record. We wanted to pitch it, see what happens, And I kind of sat with it for a bit and played a couple of writers rounds, and I was like, man, I really like this song. It's my, it's me. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics,
Hmm.
you will
Hmm.
literally know
Hmm.
everything about me. And I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna be a greedy songwriter and cut this one. And I'm very happy I did because so far to date, it has been my fastest growing single ever.
Rightfully so. I know.
Thank you.
I will attach it to this after we get done tonight. So,
Thank you.
at least a clip of it. So until Facebook yells at me and says you can't do that,
I
but
know that happens.
it does. So you might get a little note asking for your permission, but you know how
Gotcha.
that goes. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, I mean that's cool. That's cool. And these rights that you talk about, now I've seen them. I've sat in a few of those. But how old were you when you went to your first right?
I think, well, I tried to write a song apparently with my mom when I was like 5. I don't really
Okay.
remember that. But my first true write, I think I was about 11 or 12. One of my
Okay.
close friends, Olivia from Nashville, she and I grew up together. She's like a sister to me. I was
Cool.
in California, she was here, and we both kind of started writing at the same time. She's 6 months older than me. She always makes me remind people of that. And so she was 12, I was 11, and we both started writing. And so she was my first ever co-write, and we wrote for probably 6 months over FaceTime. We were doing the whole Zoom writes before you
Right.
had to
Right.
write over Zoom.
Right.
And that was kind of the first time that I really started writing and started trying to put my thoughts and my feelings kind of on a page.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Interesting.
now I do it for a
Interesting.
job.
Yeah, you do. Now, do you have a what am I trying to say here? You're writing for a company now, right?
So my parents have a publishing company and
Public.
I write
That's what
for
I was trying.
them.
I was having a
Yes, sir.
brain. I was having a skip happens moment.
It
But
happens.
it does too much, especially as you get older, and you will find out. But no, seriously, those publishing deals can be very beneficial to you as well.
Absolutely. I was fortunate that my parents have been in this industry for a long time
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I was raised in it. And it's a great thing because their connections have become my connections are
Perfect.
theirs.
Perfect.
And I mean, my songs wouldn't be where they are if I didn't have strong, strong team behind me.
Yeah, and your mom and dad are pretty much the team that's behind you.
They are. There's a few other people that are in
But
that
still,
short list, but yes, they are.
yes.
They're definitely the driving force of it all.
And that's very important for anybody that's watching this or listening. That's how important to have somebody behind you. If you got your parents or somebody like that, you get the support. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. They're not
Absolutely.
going to
I
hold you back.
No, and I'm also fortunate that all of the people that are in my close friend group that I
Hmm.
really are like siblings to me, uh, they all are friends with me because they know me. It's just
Hmm.
Jet. And I know that if anything happened, push came to shove, I could call them in the middle of the night and they'd be there for me.
That's
And
so
so
cool.
even if you can't have your parents be there for you or something, like
You've got, yeah,
having a couple of those people in your
yeah.
life, that's you can't break those bonds. People that aren't in the same industry as you, because then they gain nothing from being friends with you. That's the key.
Is that a Bucky's that you're at?
It's not a Bucky's.
It's
I
just
wish.
all right. I know because I love Bucky's. That's why I'm just kind of
I love Bucky's so much. Every time we are on the road with the band, if there's a Bucky's between point A and point B, we are stopping at Bucky's.
you are stopping.
Of
Exactly.
course.
Exactly. I want to talk about your next. No, the previous single. What was that? It was Going Next,
Yes, sir.
right? That was the previous single. And you tapped into the vulnerability of relationships and shared history. How do you decide when a song should come from a place of emotional depth versus having fun with the writing? That's a heavy
Ooh,
question.
that is. I think it comes down to your audience. And what I
Hmm.
mean by that is people can smell bullcrap from a mile away. So if
Hmm.
you're writing about something and singing about something and trying to preach this story that you very clearly can't relate to, your audience is going to get bored with it. In
They're
my
going to know.
opinion, that's what I
Yep.
think.
No, and I think
And
you're right. Yeah.
and I think the worst thing that an artist or really anybody can say is, well, this is how I've always done it. Your audience is continuing to grow and continue to experience life. They want to know that you are as well. I'm not stuck at 17 or something. And so
Right.
writing about what you're going through, I think, is the most beneficial thing. If you're going through a hard time in your life, freaking put ink on paper.
Hmm.
It might not even be a song. I have plenty of songs that I will never share with people, but damn if it didn't help get it out. And so I think that's what happened with Red. That's what happened with Going Next, and I think it's what
It's
will
the real
continue to
deal.
happen through like you'll see it on the EP that I'm working on. You'll see
Yes.
a wide range of the phase and the point in life that I'm
Mhm.
at right now.
Well, the music that you write and a lot of other country artists, it's they say it's the story of our lives. It's you. I could be driving down the road and hear a song come on and go, "Holy crap! I just went through that," or what? It's like so and so singing about me right now.
I always
It's
say I
real.
want to write the most relatable music, and I
Yes.
do that by acknowledging the fact I'm a regular guy that is fortunate
Hmm.
that he gets to write songs for a living. So if I'm a regular guy experiencing regular guy stuff, then I can make all the other regular guys and girls that are going through life and feel alone know that they're not alone by
Hmm.
simply listening to however many songs I put out on an album or an EP. And if you can relate to one of them, then you know that you can relate to me and that you're not the only
That's
one that's
cool.
going through this thing.
That's cool. And obviously you're in a relationship. You're really young. You see, you got a
Yes, sir.
very beautiful, loving girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Does she know everything that you've done? And I mean, let's just face it. I mean, dude, you're a star. Everything you've done up to this point. Is
I
she in the business at all, or is she just? I mean, we don't have to go real deep
oh
with
no
this.
no
I'm just saying,
no.
it's kind of cool. It's like, dude, you're dating Jet.
Well, saying I'm a star feels weird because I don't acknowledge that. You'll
You
kind of
know,
hear that from my close friends. I don't acknowledge
I'm I don't
enough, I
I
think, the
don't mean to
stuff that
cut
I've
you
done in
off,
the
but I'm
past.
just going to say for you to say that means a lot because you're real. And there's a lot of people, it's I look at it as everything you've done from the acting to the voiceover, just all that and it's all gone. It's big. It's huge. So in a sense you are
Thank
a
you.
star. But for you to think that you're not a star, you're real. And
Well,
don't
thank you for
ever
that. That
don't
means a
don't
lot.
let that, like take over your life because then you're going to lose. Just be
Thank you so
yourself
much.
and continue doing what you're doing, dude. So,
Thank you. To answer your question about her,
okay, sorry.
she's not in the industry.
Okay.
She's not. She's just I don't know if saying a regular girl is like weird, but
It is. That's cool. Yeah.
who I'm dating. And a great example of this is literally this morning when I was telling her about the schedule for the day. I texted her and I was like, "Yeah, and then we're gonna stop along the way because I have an interview." And she
Hmm.
said, "For what?" And I was like, for me, I was like, we're talking about like Red and the
Hmm.
upcoming EP and this kind
Hmm.
of stuff.
Hmm.
And her text was literally, "Oh, I forgot, LOL." Like she forgot that like I would have an interview. She thought that it was for like a job or something. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not for like a job and
Yeah.
it took her a second. And I was like, that's when you know you're with somebody that you want to keep around for a while because she's the biggest supporter of me. She'll come to
Hmm.
every show she
Hmm.
possibly
That's
can,
so awesome.
but she doesn't gain anything from being with me because she's not in this industry and she has no interest in being in the industry
That's
because
so
she's with
good.
me and she knows the industry and she's like,
I
I
love
don't
it.
want to be in that. So
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
so it's been great. She's awesome, her family's great, and I'm very fortunate to have a lady like her.
She's not going like, man, I'm dating Pip the Penguin. So,
I don't think so. She might maybe to her little cousins that watch Bubble Guppies or something.
yeah,
She
yeah, I
might
know, I
mention
know.
that, but
Oh my God, that's
not
great.
she's not going around spreading it in Nashville.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's talk about the ride. I'm thinking about what you might be having for dinner when your mom and dad show up at the car door there. But the album, The Ride, Phase Two, um, it kind of builds on themes from your earlier work, if I'm not mistaken. And what was your vision for that album, and how did you want it to evolve from Phase One?
You know, it goes with what I was saying earlier about writing what I know and what I'm experiencing. I wanted
Hmm.
people to be able to hear. I mean, if you listen to the songs, every song on the ride is one of my stories. My previous album, Phase One, it was stories that either myself or my co-writers had been through. The ride was completely me, 100% me, everything that I'd been
Yeah.
through. So you can kind of listen to the songs and figure out what I had gone through or was going through when when we wrote each one of the songs. It's not
We know
hard to
what
put
was
two
going
and two
on in Jet's
together.
life. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not hard to put two and two together. And so I wanted to, I guess you kind of said it. I wanted to be vulnerable with
Hmm.
my audience because
Yeah,
that's how you guys are going to get to know me. You know,
exactly.
I'm 20. I'm not selling out arenas. So the best way for me to connect with the people that want to listen to my music, in my opinion, is by being the realest version of myself possible.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so that's what we did with the ride. And it's crazy to think that that was 2023 when I put that album out. It's kind of
Wow, was it
it's
that long
wild.
ago? Wow. So that
I
was two
think
years ago
so,
already. Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes. So that's why we're working on an EP now, and I'm really excited for people to hear some of the songs that are on that because you'll get to hear this point in my life that I'm at. You know, that we called it the ride because it's kind of a roller coaster of events throughout the
Hmm.
whole every song, everything from roots down to bones to six strings. You know, the first time hearing one of my songs on the radio was surreal. And so I wrote a song about that, and then I played that song on the radio. The song about hearing my song on the radio, I got to perform down in Alabama for the first time on the radio. Uh, Before that was ever released. So nobody had heard that. And I got to write about the fact that people didn't. I came from a family where I was really the only musician. So nobody
Hmm.
knew that
Hmm.
I was,
Hmm.
nobody knew that you could do it as a career. Everybody was like, well, maybe you should stick around and work on the farm a little bit more. And I was like, we're going to see what this what working this hard for something like this can do. And so getting to like play that song about those people that didn't believe in me on the radio was pretty neat. And
Hmm.
so that's what we did with the ride, and I was super proud of it. And I'm at a really good place now, and I'm really happy with where I'm at with my career. And so I'm really excited for
It's
people to
very
hear
cool.
these songs that are going to be on this EP.
Yeah, you've been doing it, like I say, 16 years already when you first started doing all that, as we mentioned minutes ago, to where you are today at the age of 20. And you're
Yes,
still,
sir.
most people are just getting started, like
Yes, sir.
at the
I'm
age of
very
20.
blessed. I'm
So,
very, very blessed.
and very talented. They say Good Days and Coffee Bar have become fan favorites. Which track on the ride, phase two, feels the most personal to you and why? I know I got
Oh,
crazy questions, don't I? That
no,
is
that's
crazy.
that's a great one. Definitely Bones and Six Strings
Okay.
are some of my favorites. Bones is very personal. I wrote it by myself, which you will not see on any of my other tracks. Every other track has been co-written. Every other track has taken a lot longer to come up with. And Bones, I record all of my writes of a little voice
Hmm.
memo just in
Nice.
case somebody throws out a melody or something, we forget it. Well, we've got it on recording for later. Uh, there's a recording that's 13 minutes of me writing Bones. It fell out on the page, literally.
Wow.
And that was super cool. That song's probably the most personal on the album. So you can listen to that song and really, really get to know Jet, which is really neat. Some of my favorites though are definitely Roots and Ruin This Town. Production
Okay.
wise, lyric wise, I mean the songs quite literally spell out the stories of how they kind of came about, but they're those are some of my most proud production and like overall sounding wise. State is also one of our favorites to perform live.
Hmm.
It's what we open our shows with. It's super fun and is a good way to start a country show.
I love that. How do you're a co-writer on all those songs,
Yes, sir.
correct? And how do you keep your writing fresh and authentic across an 11-track project like this?
You write a lot of songs that don't make it on the project. You write 50 songs to
Overdo it.
find those
Yes.
11.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Ed Sheeran that said once you've written your first 200 songs, then you'll have songs that maybe you can start recording. You know, so
Hmm. Hmm.
maybe write 30 terrible songs for every one good one. I've
Hmm.
definitely still always have my fair share of those 30. It feels more like an endless amount of crappy songs. So it's a lot. I think when they stretch out, you know, you work on a project, especially a full album, you work on that project for so long. I mean, it's been since 2023 since I put out a full project.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you work on a
Hmm.
project for so long that eventually you're gonna just have songs that are different, sound different. You do catch yourself every now and again. You like, I can't say that, or we can't do that walk up because we did that, and it's the same key, so it could sound kind of similar.
Sure.
So you kind of catch yourself with that every now and again. But when you're a writer for a living, it's kind of your job to make sure that the songs are different.
I want to say it was probably 23 when you and I talked last because it was
Probably
probably
because we
when
probably
that they
talked
were
about the
dropping
album.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
And they
go.
reached out and said, "Hey, we want to hook you up with Jet. We want to, get him on the podcast." So that's
Now here
that's
we
cool.
are
Now here we are again, again,
again.
again. And mom and dad are in getting you a hot dog. So I don't
I
know.
hope they're getting me a hot dog. We'll see.
Do they have good food there? I have no idea where you are. I mean, does
I don't think so. I think it's more of a vending machine kind of
oh,
stop.
is it?
So we
Ah,
might
okay.
have to drive down the road a little bit before we find
I
a
gotcha.
substantial meal.
It's like one of those rest areas where you go in and take care of business, and then they have all the vending
There's a
machines. So,
bathroom that 9 times
yeah.
out of 10 you won't stop at, but that one time you will stop at.
Yeah, if you have to. I totally get that. So when you co-produced Red, you were at Farmland in Nashville. I took this
Yes,
off your
sir.
notes. What was that studio experience like? And how hands-on are you when it comes to actually shaping the sound?
So, first of all, recording at Farmland is awesome. It's a great
Yes,
studio.
I've heard
It's
that.
big enough to be very comfortable, but it's also small enough that it's intimate,
Hmm.
which I enjoy. And I know pretty much all the musicians that end up playing on my songs. Most of them have played on my songs since I was 12, 13.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's been a while now. So we've kind of built that rapport, and it's almost like you're speaking a different language when you're in the studio. It's a series of numbers that someone's calling out and references to other songs that are well
Hmm.
known. Can you do something like that on this? Can that fiddle sound like this? And as far as being hands-on, I definitely am not a micromanager, but I just kind of, I mean, you're working with the most talented musicians in the world,
Yeah.
so it's almost silly how simple you can give an idea and they can turn it into what it later becomes. So you don't have to be crazy hands-on like with everything, but I'm there for the full process and definitely voice my opinion and am very vocal
Right,
about how I
right.
would like for it to
No,
sound.
no, it's your thing, man. This is you. So you
It
want
is.
it to sound a certain way, but you also have a really good producer behind that board as well. So,
I do. Dan Frizzell's mixed and worked on every
yes.
song I've ever put
Yep.
out. So
It's one of the
now that
best.
I'm older, to be able to actually produce and mix the songs with Dan is really important to me, and
Hmm.
it's definitely what we did for the ride, and it's what we're continuing to do now. And I love it. And Dan has now become like one of my good friends,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. Go over to his
Oh,
house and
yeah.
mix your songs. That's pretty fun.
Stop by Dan's on the way home today.
Yes.
What do you enjoy most about the process, though? Is it the writing, the recording, the performing live? What is it that you perform or that you enjoy most?
I mean, there's nothing like performing live and getting to
Hmm.
see people react to either your song or a song that they know that you're covering. That's always going to be fun. We played up in Idaho a little over a week ago, and we were playing a bunch of covers, and everybody was two-step into it and dancing
Oh,
and swing
wow.
dancing, and it was so super fun,
Yeah.
and they didn't know my songs, but they knew the songs that we were playing. And so it has that same effect because it's us performing them. And so that's always going to be fun. But I love I love being in the studio. I really love the writing process. I think that that's the coolest part because you're writing about something that you experienced. So it might even be outside of the writing process, experiencing the things that you later write
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
is also
Yeah.
pretty neat because that means that you're experiencing life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got a lot to go yet, too. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
Just thinking about that. No, I know that. And, so Red is out there. I saw the video. I like the video, man.
Thank
That's
you.
cool.
Thank you.
Tell us about the making of the video a little bit.
So we film at this farm called Farmland, down
Okay.
kind of near Franklin, Tennessee,
Yep.
and it's super cool. We saw online that they had this American flag on the side of their barn. And we were like, oh, well,
That's so cool.
that's perfect. And so the Riker brothers, Derek and Drew, have filmed every one of my music videos, and they flew from California to Nashville, and we filmed it just in a day there, and we were there for the whole day, so we would just randomly be like, "Oh, that might look cool. Let's go over there and film me singing the song once or twice." And then, "Oh, that looks
Hmm.
neat. Let's
Hmm.
go film me doing that." And it was just kind of a we like to keep it fun,
I was going to
in case
say,
you
is
can't
it
tell.
fun? Is it fun
Yes,
or is
it's
it work?
fun.
You say it's fun. So,
It's a little bit of both, but it's mostly fun.
yeah.
And we enjoy you get sick of your own song by the end of the day because you have to sing it about 200 times. But other than that, it's a good time, and we enjoyed it a lot. It was the perfect setting. It turned out great. I'm really happy with how it turned out. One of my co-writers, David Seeger, him and his wife don't live far, and
Hmm.
so he was working, and his wife showed up in his truck, and we went, "That would look really cool in the video. Here's the keys," and I got to drive his truck in the music video. So
Dude,
it's
that's
good to
so
know
cool.
people. It's not
Yeah,
about
no,
what you
absolutely.
know, it's about who you know, right? Isn't that how the
No,
saying
no,
goes?
no. It's yeah, it's who you know.
There you
And
go.
and there's a good example of it. So, but that's all with the music. And I tell you, you're just kicking some tail with that and moving on with Red and everything that's gotten you to this point. But I want to talk a little bit about voice acting. It's a very unique craft. Does working in animation like you did for Pip the Penguin or Bubble Guppies give you a different outlet than music? Does that, do you?
They're different, yes, but I think that they're also more similar than people realize. One of the things that most people don't realize is if you're in the studio doing voiceover work, they have a camera filming you because
Mhm.
a lot of the time the animators don't know what to do with the character because they're creating it from scratch. What kind of face should the character make? What kind of inflection should
Oh,
their
that's
face show?
true.
So they'll go to the actual video of the actor saying the line to see what we do. So it's not all that different from being on stage and performing. It might not matter as much about what you're wearing, but it definitely
But
matters
it's
about the
right.
feeling because
The
if I'm not
feeling, the expressions, yes.
exactly, if I'm not smiling when I say a line, you can definitely tell. And so it's little things like that that I think translate very clearly over to music and vice versa. I don't think I
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
where
no, I
I'm
get
at
that
in
now.
either one
Mhm.
if I didn't have each
Are you
one.
do yeah, are you doing any of that now? Or are you sticking with just
I still do auditions and stuff. Actually,
okay,
tomorrow morning, so once we get home tonight, tomorrow morning I will record a voiceover audition from home.
that's
Uh,
cool.
but but I am so focused on music right now that that's
Yeah,
kind of the main focus,
yeah.
especially since it's summer and there's fairs and festivals happening uh, everywhere across the country, and we're kind of traveling about every week for a different show. We'll be
Yeah.
traveling. What's today? We'll be traveling on Friday for a show this coming weekend. So
Wow.
that's kind of where my headspace has
Yeah.
been for the past while.
I got you. You're if you don't mind me asking because I'm a geek. What do you use at home to record your auditions? What is it just
So I have a little kind of variation. It depends on the show. I love a Shure SM7B as a at
thank
home
you.
microphone.
Yeah.
But I also use the Blue Bluebird. I
Oh
like
yeah.
it. I
Okay.
did that a
Okay.
lot
Yep.
for season 2 of Tots. I pretty much
Oh
did
really?
98% of that show from home because of COVID, and it was recorded on the Blue Bluebird. So that's what I use. Simple recording software. If I'm on my
Hmm.
Mac, I'll be using just Logic.
Yep. Yep.
And I've
Yep.
got an interface. I've got a couple different interfaces.
That's cool.
I at home have a Claret. I like that interface. So.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, nice. See, just the point if somebody wanted to do what you're doing or give it a shot, I mean, you don't need anything over the top. Now, I have a full
And you
studio
also
here,
don't.
of
Oh
course, with
yeah.
this Shure SM7Bs and all that, and I love it, but I do this almost at least twice a week, so it just keeps me going. But
You also don't have to have like a lot of people think that you have to have a nice recording software. If you can save a file as an MP3 or a WAV, that's all you need.
mhm.
Go
Yeah.
online and use Audacity. It's free. Literally the first like 12 years of my voiceover, all of my auditions were recorded on a blue snowball microphone
Mhm.
and Audacity.
There you
So you
go.
can definitely get into the industry for little to no money.
Exactly. That was kind of where I was going with that. So, and look where it got you. So anybody could do that. What about your acting? I saw Grey's Anatomy on this.
I did Grey's Anatomy when I was 5, I think. 5 or
Really?
6. Yeah, I was
My
I was real
wife has
young.
watched every freaking episode of Grey's Anatomy and then over again. So and I
There you
saw that
go.
on the notes that they sent me, and I went, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
been a
recall
while.
what did you do in Grey's Anatomy? Were you just a
I
patient?
was just in one episode.
Yeah.
My dad was a like my fake dad was a patient on the
Oh,
show, and I
I
was
got you. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember it. It's crazy to think that I experienced so many, I guess, interesting, cool things young,
Yeah.
because some of them I don't even really remember, and I wish there's a part of me that wishes I would have, experienced that when I was like 13, because then I'd have a full memory of it.
Right. No, exactly. What keeps you grounded though? Because you've got all these different things going on in your life, or you had them. What keeps you grounded when life gets really hectic?
Definitely my friends and family,
Yeah.
my faith, uh, but
Hmm.
being able to, go to church on Sundays and spend time with my family when I am home, go to the farm and, things like I said earlier, last week, tedding hay, mowing hay, 321 bales of hay. It's what we got on the 75 acres that we mowed last week.
Wow.
So being able to do things like that I think not many people imagine somebody in my
Right.
industry would be doing during the week when they're not on the road with their band. Was literally driving back from our show in Idaho, stopped in Missouri to do hay, and now we're traveling back to Tennessee. So I mean, it's stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
definitely reminds you where you came from and is
Kind of
a
brings it
really
all
solid
back.
rock.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Tell me a little bit about your band. The same guys all the time?
Pretty much the same guys all the time. Every now and again, somebody will have a different show.
Oh,
We're
mhm.
not headlining arenas yet, so it's not quite the Ace in the Hole band where they've been playing for 30 years together, all the same people. But it's mainly the same guys. We
Yeah.
kind of float around a couple people every now and again, but all of them are within like 2 years of my age, so we're all pretty young, and we're all,
That's cool.
just, I guess the word is like starving musicians. We just want to play. We want to play
Just want
shows.
to
And
play.
so
Yeah.
we're always down to do a show and have fun.
Yeah. Let me ask, are you looking forward to selling out stadiums, or would you prefer to perform in a venue maybe that's limited to maybe 1,500, 2,000 people?
I mean, there's always the point in your career where you'd be like, "Oh, that'd be cool to be George Strait or Garth Brooks and sell out Nissan Stadium in Nashville."
Exactly. But
Especially the new indoor one, because then you won't have to deal with as much humidity in July or something,
like it is
down
right
by the
now.
river.
Yeah.
Yes. But the box that I want to check more so than any place really in the world is the Ryman Auditorium. I mean, the original Grand Ole Opry, that's the
Right.
place that if I could perform anywhere, it's intimate. You can essentially see the faces of everybody that paid money to come and see you. Uh, and it's which is important for me, especially, I've played plenty of dive bars where there's been 6 people and 2 of them are my parents. So being able to play someplace that's intimate, but also that would feel like pretty much the biggest milestone for me.
See, I asked you that because I've talked to a lot of other artists, both independent and also major artists, and the answer I usually get is, I don't care too much about the stadiums. I want to be able to connect with the fans, so therefore I prefer a smaller venue where
You have to remember those people that got you there.
yes, exactly. And Jet, I can't believe you have not performed the Mother Church yet at the Mother Church. I
We'll
dude.
see. We'll see.
We
I
got to
would
make
love
that
to.
happen. You haven't been in the Grand Ole Opry either. The
I've
dude.
not. I performed outside last year with my band in the fall.
Okay,
Got to perform on their stage outside the Opry, which was really, really cool.
that's cool.
Especially getting to work with, the Opry sound guys that are running the sound outside. That
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
was cool to me. Because without those guys, I wouldn't be performing because I don't know how to run that sound system.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but there's definitely a few places that I want to check off. The Opry, step into the circle, and the
Yeah.
original Opry, the Ryman, to be able to play
Yes,
there,
yes,
it'd
yes.
be pretty neat.
Oh my God. I know, we do the CRS thing and we do the lunch thing at the, at the Ryman. And it's just like, you get in there and it's just like, wow.
It's surreal.
I've done that for so many years and it's surreal. And to think about somebody like yourself as an artist and those artists that are performing for that lunch, that they're walking out on that stage and doing their thing. And, it's just the first time experience had to be so like surreal. I mean, just
I can
I don't
only
even know if I
imagine.
can describe it. Yeah. So we'll get you there. You got to get there.
Thank
You're
you.
going to get
We'll
there.
see.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll definitely get you there. Tell me about the Ryan Seacrest Foundation.
I've worked with that foundation for a really long time. I was probably 10 or 11 the first time I went into
Hmm.
it. For the people that don't know, they raise money to build essentially studios like the one that you have or radio stations
Hmm.
have inside children's hospitals around the country. And they'll have anybody from
Nice.
Taylor Swift to local sports stars to me come in
Hmm.
and we'll perform and we'll play games with the kids and try to help take their mind off of whatever it is that they're going through that
They're
has
going
them there in
through.
the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So I've worked with them for a long time. Meredith Seacrest, Ryan's sister,
Hmm.
uh, is an amazing person. Actually wrote me a letter of recommendation for college, which was super special.
Nice.
And it's been awesome to be able to work with them.
Hmm. Have you been to St. Jude? You're talking about those
Uh, I
hospitals. Have
have
you had that opportunity?
I I I don't believe I have worked with
If
St.
you
Jude
did,
in the
you would remember.
past.
There's so many artists and everybody. Eventually, you will be there and you will
Of
see what's
course.
going on and, just work with the kids and being who you are and getting
The
pictures
best
taken
thing,
and stuff.
honestly, is
So,
being able to see the faces of the family members because
yeah,
they are, in some cases, having a harder time than the actual patient. Because I mean, I can't imagine being a parent having to watch
I,
your kid go through that, or even a
yeah,
sibling, seeing how
yeah,
close they are.
yeah.
So to be there and be able to help them, because we're playing games right there with their siblings, and
Right,
that makes the
right,
parents happy, and
right,
that's really
right.
special.
I've seen it. I've been there. I've done that a few times, and it's an experience. You're absolutely right. And the
Yes,
parents, they'll be smiling, but what's behind that smile? You know what I mean? There's a lot
exactly.
going on. And it's just, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I cried. I cried.
Oh yeah, it's hard not
It
to.
was so hard. Yeah, exactly. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of your music, where can we find you? Your name is hard to spell, but I got it right, I think. But tell us,
So
where can we
so
go?
anywhere that you buy or listen to music, it's just my name, Jet Jurgensmeyer, Jet with one T like a plane. Super fun way to remember it. Jurgensmeyer, I'm typically the only one that's on the internet. So if you type Jet and then J, I should be the only one that comes up.
Probably will. Yeah.
On social media, it's all the same. It's not official or music or any of those. It's just Jet Jurgensmeyer. My website's jetjurgensmeyer.com. And that's kind of the simplest way to find me, get a hold of me, see where I'll be performing, social media, and my website.
Is there somewhere where we're going to see you either on TV or hear your voice besides the music real soon?
There's always a possibility. I know that Disney Junior and Nickelodeon, Nick Jr.
Okay.
is always playing old episodes. So there is a chance that you will
Do,
hear what my friends and family call Baby Jet on TV. There's a possibility you'll hear that.
when you hear it, what do you think? Do you sit there and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe I
Yes,
did that," or is
I
it
can't believe
like,
it.
"Wow,
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have said that line differently. Why'd they use that take?
it's a little
Sometimes it's
late
like,
now"?
why? Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
man, why did I sound like that? I was 14. I sound like I'm about 6. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I
Well,
sound
dude,
like
you
that?
were.
This is true. So there's always that, but also I mean, it's kind of neat, being on TV is kind of cool when
Mm.
when you step back and get to think about it and not just, act like it didn't happen. It is pretty neat.
So I have to ask, if you look out your window, there's mom and dad like standing over there looking at their watch, going, "Come on, dude, wrap it
They
up."
got hot because of how the humidity is outside, so they actually are sitting in the front seat now. So, because
Oh,
it is 93 outside with
oh my
about
God,
100% humidity, so
I
it's
got
warm.
you. Well, tell them we said hello and appreciate all they do for you as well.
I
And
will do it.
that's pretty cool. It's so good to see you. I know you
Great
got
to
to get
see you.
on the road and get back home. You got a lot going on tomorrow. You got stuff going on. So the sooner you get home, the better.
Dude,
You must be pretty close, though, right?
we are pretty close. We're only, hour and a half,
Yeah,
maybe
something like that. Yeah.
something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're only an hour away. There we go.
That's cool. All right.
That's
Do you
good.
have their pets waiting for you at home at all or anything like that?
No pets. I
No.
think I
Okay.
travel too much that I couldn't keep a goldfish
Yeah.
alive, so it's
Oh,
too difficult.
I got you. Jet Jurgensmeyer, you're awesome, my friend.
Thank
There's a
you.
lot going on with you and everything that we can look forward to. I love the new song, and I know there's going
Thank
to
you.
be a lot more, and I love everything behind it.
Thank you
It's
so
your
much.
feelings, you're doing it, and everything you've done. Your mom and dad must be so proud. And of course, you said they're kind of in the business as well. So, you know what? God bless you all. Thank you for coming on Skip Happens tonight.
Thank you
And
for having me. God bless. Thank you so much.
all right, it's Jet Jurgensmeyer, everybody. Do you have a YouTube page? Can they go and subscribe or anything like that?
I do. Quite literally every social media page is just
Okay.
Jet Jurgensmeyer. It's pretty easy to find me.
Yep. And Skip Happens the same way, or Skip
There
Clark.
you
It
go.
all works out. All right, Jet, have a great night and safe travels for the remainder of the ride home for the next hour or so. And thanks for
Thank
joining
you so
us.
much.